I was born in a city called Monterrey, which is in Mexico. I was born a Catholic in Mexico, just like a lot of people are. One day my stepdad passed away, and my mom said to me, Ernesto, I'm going to take you and your sisters to a farm in northern Mexico. Uncle Ramon was a Pentecostal. In fact, he was the first Pentecostal that as a 7-year-old boy I met. I was surprised one day when in the middle of the farm, in the middle of the field actually, I looked at my uncle and he was talking. And I was very impressed that he was talking and raising his hands up. So I told my aunt, and my aunt says, Uncle Ramon always prays to God. He always goes out in the morning and he asks the Lord to bless the field, the cornfield. So the people ask him, what do you do to make sure that you get that kind of tonnage? And he said, it's God. If you go to God in prayer and you ask him to help you, he will help you. Years later, I met the lady who was going to be my wife, and I fell in love with her. We began to go out, and so one day I proposed to her. And she said, yes, but I have you know that I am a Mormon, and if you marry me, you have to become a Mormon. So I thought about it for about 2 seconds, and I said, sure, I'll become Mormon. I learned all the rituals of the Mormonism. I was a deacon, a priest, an elder, and I was a Mormon for about 18 years or so. Did I ever feel close to God? Yes and no. I believe that because I was at church on a Sunday, I was in a sense following God's rules. When I prayed and prayed and prayed over and over, and I didn't seem to get any answers at all. It's not until after I left the church, long after that, and I was in the world, not even seeking God, but I was free of the Mormon church. I did have a dream, and in that I woke up and I saw this intense light, like it was a huge light that I couldn't even see upon that light. But I heard a voice that says, Ernesto, come, you've been looking for me. And I knew there could be no other but Jesus Christ. He didn't say who he was, but I knew. And out of that intense light, the most beautiful hands came out. And he put them on my hand, and he prayed over me. In the future, you shall hear from me, or something to that extent. A few years later, after that, I found myself working in a building as a superintendent. One day, I wasn't feeling well. I collapsed there. I woke up in the hospital. I was called 911, and I knew that I had had a heart attack. And the doctor was looking at me. While they were looking at me, and they were connecting me to the computers, machines, whatever, I had another second heart attack. The doctors came to me. One of the doctors said to me, we believe that you are a prime candidate for a pacemaker. You had a lot of stress in your heart, so we may have to do that. And I began to pray to the Lord. I asked him, I told him, that I'm a horrible sinner, and I want you to forgive me. If you heal me, I will go and look for you. I will go and seek you. I don't know where, how, but I will look for you. A couple of days went by, and that's when one of the doctors came again to see me. He said to me, Ernesto, we checked you thoroughly, and you were bad. You were pretty bad, but we now know that stress that you have received, it's gone. We don't know why it went away, but we're going to treat you with medicine. And so I knew right after he told me that, I had the conviction, the firm conviction that I had prayed, I had asked, and he heard me. My Heavenly Father heard me. The second day that I went back to work, I had a memo from the head office saying, you need to go and see these people that are new. Some of the people in my list was Danny and Alice Blackman. And I saw them. They were outside of their apartment, but I didn't go all the way. I stopped and hear what they were saying. The way they were talking is as though they were Christians. the kind of a chatting they had with the wife and husband. I went to them and I said, my name is Ernesto, and I said, can I ask you a question? And they said, sure. Are you guys Christian? And they said, sure, we are. And I said, may I ask what religion are you from? And they said, Pentecostal. And when they say Pentecostal, I'm sorry. When they said Pentecostal, I remember my Uncle Ramon back in the farm, who was a 7-year-old boy, had taught me. When I was a 7-year-old boy, he had taught me about the ways of the Lord, about the ways of God. I love about Stone Church, the best thing is the kind of pastors we have. JD and his wife and Alvin and all the other pastors. It's very powerful how they treat you. And when you have any questions and so forth, you can go to them and ask them, and they will help you. I help in various things in the church, being an usher, helping the people, working with the fishes of men and women. Just this hunger entered me after I began to go to this church. I invite today everyone to call upon the Lord. The Bible says, if you call upon the Lord, you and your family will be saved. And if you have faith and if you keep asking, the Lord will indeed answer you. My name is Ernesto, and this is my story.